Welcome to MLAT News. It's currently 6 o'clock in the morning. We're going to start off with McKenna to learn about entertainment and terrorists. Now to McKenna.
Hello guys, it's McKenna Farmer here, covering this decade's top 10 songs and top TV favorites. And next, I will be going over terrorism and all the stuff you need to know, including what state or what nation it's located in, and all the facts and all that stuff, so you can watch out and be safe. Okay.
Yeah.
First one to start off the decade with is "You Can't Touch Me" by MC Hammer. The next one is "Nothing But a G Thing" in 1992 by Dr. Dre. Third is "Barbie Girl" by Aqua in 1997. Fourth is "Waterfalls" by TLC in 1994. Fifth is "Smells Like Teen Spirit" by Nirvana in 1991. Sixth is "Wonderwall" by Oasis in 1995. Seventh is "Livin' La Vida Loca" by Ricky Martin. Eighth is "Baby Got Back" by Sir Mix-a-Lot in 1992. Ninth is Spice Girls and their song "Wannabe" in 1994. Final song to wrap up this decade, ending in this year's most popular song, is "Believe" by Cheer. And those are our top 10 songs that y'all have voted on. Now, on to the top 4 TV shows that are most popular in our nation right now. Starting with number 1 is The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, created in 1990, starring Will Smith. Next is The Simpsons, starting in 1989. Number 3 is Seinfeld, starting in 1989. Number 4 is Friends, starting in 1994. And that is a wrap on our entertainment segment. Thank you for watching and listening. It's McKenna Farmer here to talk to you about terrorism and your need to know facts. Alright, so terrorism is a worldwide issue, and it has caused over 130,000 fatalities worldwide. The country with the most terrorist attacks was Iraq. The most notorious group for carrying out such terrorist acts is Al-Qaeda. From a global point of view, the region in the world with the highest number of terrorist attacks is the Middle East. Their primary targets are civilians and police. The cost of terrorist attacks by insured property losses have cost insurance companies and the industry billions over the past decade. Terrorism is as the use or threatened use of force against civilians designed to bring about political or social change. The first use of terrorism was in 1795, relating to the reign of the terror and instituted by the French government. Alright. Osama bin Laden, who is in charge of the group Al-Qaeda, was it originated in Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan. Yep, that's pretty common. The most common acts of terrorism is bombings of public places. And that is McKenna Farmer signing off. And I just informed you about terrorism. So on to Lourdes with fashion. Yep.
Hey guys, I'm here with the fashion. Ashley's here in her bright pink orange shirt with some little sizzles. Okay, with her high-waisted shorts. You know, alright. Bare face. Looking all natural. Looking good. I got my girl TT right here showing off her curves. You know, looking like the beautiful beach, the beach theme. You know, dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Well, thank you for watching the 90s fashion. It's pretty cool. Bare face, natural hair. Alright, peace out, guys.
Okay, ready? Start over.
What made you think this is okay to do?
Well, basically, I've done it before with another man previously to Bill, and I knew all the rules, so I thought it was gonna be okay. So I was like, okay, whatever.
How did you feel about yourself after this incident?
Well, I felt like a thought at first, but then I realized I was more mad at the fact that my friend had snitched on me, so whatever.
What kind of attention did you receive?
Well, the females were hating and the guys didn't really care, but to me, any attention is good attention.
Okay, thanks, Monica Lewinsky. Now back to Ashley in the studio with Eric Depew and Rick Dortch.
Okay. Well, Mr. Dortch, you want to start? Since you lived through it longer than I did.
Yeah, but that would require that I remember it.
All right, I'll start. So yes, the world economy is changing. It has changed dramatically since the invasion of Iraq in February of 1992, which was before most of you folks were born or alive or hatched, whatever y'all did. In 1992, the U.S., along with a number of its allies, invaded Iraq because they basically crossed the border and went into Kuwait and tried to steal land, territory, and oil that didn't belong to them, and the Kuwaitis were friends of the U.S. We put together a coalition to take it back, and it took us about 30 seconds to take it back after about a 2-month buildup of forces. We ran through the deserts, chasing them like rabbits in a hole, or running over them like tread marks on the street.
They did set all the oil wells on fire.
They set all the oil wells on fire. They made America a lot of money since we put them. The world economy is still changing. The world economy will always be changing. And that's a never-ending slogan, which is good. And change is opportunity. And opportunity is money. Thank you very much.
How long will it take to normalize monetary policy?
Well, looking back from today to the 90s, it never happened. So in the 90s, I think people were looking at from the perspective of, I don't know. I don't know how you would answer.
Well, there's two answers. It will never happen, and forever is the answer. So how long will it take? Forever, and it will never happen. Monetary policy goes, there's never going to be a worldwide fix because everybody wants to have it their way. And it's just like a marriage, you can't. And you got the Russians, you got the Chinese, you got the Indians, you got the Middle Easterns, you got the South Americans, and you got the Mexicans, and you got the U.S., and you got the Canadians, and don't leave out Australia because they're just down there all by themselves. But everybody wants to have their own currency that's controlled. And God bless the Europeans, but they don't know what they want, and they'll never know what they want. But all of that said is monetary policy, unless there's one ruling currency in the world, will never be stabilized because everybody else is going to be destabilized against whatever the ruling currency is, which currently is the dollar for the most part. And gold used to be a standard, but nobody really believes in gold much anymore. And yes, it can be a function of the standard, but it's not really, since we don't balance the dollar against gold anymore. Gold's a nice thing to try to offset inflation with, but it's just like any other commodity. It goes up and down with the wind, and the wind will continue to change unless you can harness the wind. It will change and never be settled. Eric Depew, signing off.
The dot-com bubble real?
Is the dot-com bubble real?
In the 90s,
in the
absolutely,
90s, yes.
Because the internet was the latest and greatest thing that everybody was excited about. And there were a lot of companies that cropped up almost overnight that became huge internet successes. But they had no real substance behind them. And as the investors put money into those initially, the stock prices rose, people were making a ton of money, and then they realized,
Whoa.
well,
Perceptually.
the perception was, it was a lot of paper money.
Exactly. Until you cash it,
It's a lot of paper money. The value on paper had increased dramatically, and then they realized, the monetary world realized that there was no real substance to these companies, and almost overnight their value went to practically zero. A lot of them went completely out.
So yes, the dot-com bubble is real. Any bubble like that where there's no value and it's all hot air from people out of California or New York City is going to break and bust, and will continue to do so as people chase profits instead of reality. Thank you very much, Mr. Pugh. Signing off. Is Compaq better than IBM?
The market perception for a while was, the answer to that was yes, because Compaq introduced portable computers, was their primary claim to fame, and nobody else had anything that was even semi-portable. I mean, it took crates to pack these computers up and move them around. They were big and heavy and cost a lot of money.
I called mine a sewing machine.
Yeah, we recommended to our clients that they buy Compaq because they were just better looking, sleeker, sexier machines. Only available directly or through an authorized reseller, and only from Compaq directly. There were a lot of discount places were popping up on the internet to allow you to buy computers at a discount. You could buy IBMs all day long on the discount, but Compaq not at all. Ended up buying Compaq.
HP.
HP.
Yeah.
So HP owns Compaq today. HP was never in the desktop market, even though they thought they were, and it was the stupidest thing they tried to do. But anyway, that's another side note. But yeah, Compaq was very good back then. IBM was better in the mainframe world. Neither one of them are around anymore in the PC world because IBM sold their stuff to Lenovo in the Chinese market, and Compaq sold out to IBM or to HP, and they formed a large services / computer company. So yes, one of them was better than the other one. Either one of them worth the crap today. So
True.
have a good day, Mrs. Depew. Signing off.
My name is Rick Dortch. I'm a senior vice president at MC Analytics, also a partner in the company. And shareholder. We develop specialized medical software primarily for hospitals and physicians.
My name's Eric Depew. I'm Ashley's dad. I'm Bill and Gina Depew's oldest son. I'm the president of MC Analytics, and I still don't know what I'm doing in this industry because I have no healthcare background, I have no accounting background, I have no computing background, but I'm a hell of a salesman, so that's what I'm here for. It's been my pleasure talking with you today, and if you'd like for me to elaborate on anything in this world, please give me a call. Thank you. Have a good day.
And he actually knows more than he lets on.
November 8, 2000. It's less than 12 hours since we found out who our new president is, George Washington Bush Jr. Well, the question is George Washington Bush really our next president? As we go on, find out all the calculations of the president's election, here goes a little summary. We don't know for sure if Bush got Florida. Al Gore won a recount on Florida State. Florida's 25 election votes were held in the balance, with several counties reported problems. It would take more than a day for a hand recount. But everyone around the world just wants to know who's our next president is. And did the counts for Florida really get messed up? With the recount scaring the nation, wanting and only 1,700 votes, anything could happen. Different balloting methods were explained and called into questioning. including one done by punching perfect holes out of the balance cards. In Palm Beach County, 1,900 ballots were found to be spoiled and were discarded. Now more people in Florida demand a recount. Now to 1900 President Bill Clinton. As we all know, Clinton, our 42nd president, did 2 terms. We all watched the 1992 debate. We saw that Clinton wanted us, the American people, to help him change the world. Remember his famous quote, "No more taxes"? Well, he said it so many times, but look at us now. Taxes going up. He wanted to trigger the income for the richest and middle class. His candidate promised health care reform, gay rights legalization, and to end Republican threats to ban abortion rights, among others. Yet over the 8 years, Clinton left behind a trail of broken promises. We the people picked Clinton because we can't afford the Republicans to have more years in the office after George Washington Sr. During his first term, health care was important. Millions of Americans were without health care. His first term polls showed 7 out of 10 Americans supporting a system that would guarantee health care. The Republicans were able to turn public support against it, and the reform died. Abortion right, Clinton did veto some of the most outrageous anti-abortion programs. Clinton also appeared for the votes of the gay and lesbian by promising to overturn the ban in the military. Breaking news. We have just found out that President George Washington Bush has become our next president of the United States of America. Now let's talk about some of his promises that he made during his debate. During President Bush's election, he promised big tax cuts, new drugs benefits for the elderly, major overban of Social Security, and a new education system. We the people believe that Bush Jr. will make a change. He is fighting to have a better health care system to help out the elderly that can't afford it. Bush wants to help out schools and the education system to have more kids in the schools. This has been MLAT News. Now back to McKenna.
That is it for today. We will see you again back here tonight. Now, good night, y'all. Or yeah.